Oh, wait, here it is! The wood's cracked and broken a little. I suppose it because it fell from such a height? Yes, from the height at which the balloon was flying down into the crystal tower below. A fall of about 30 feet, or 9 mitres. What the fuck is a mitre? Leaving the man inside tragically dead. Alright. We found our evidence. Alright, I'm glad we actually went through and checked. Because I was really lost there for a second. The music stopped. Must have been the right answer. We've examined the birdcage that crashed into the crystal tower ourselves like 2 seconds ago. I'm such a good lawyer. As you can see, the cage, which is a wooden construction, has sustained damage in one particular spot. Following the explosion, it fell some 30 feet into the glass of the crystal tower. That level of damage is to be expected, surely. I agree. The damage itself is entirely understandable. What doesn't make sense is the location of that damage. All the breakages, is that a word? In the wood are at the base of the birdcage, not the top. What are you saying? That's the opposite of where there should be. That's right, my lord. The birdcage that was at the scene is damaged at its base. So we have reports of the birdcage falling headlong into the crystal tower, yet the damage is at the bottom. There's just an elaborate pulley system underneath the fucking... I still don't have any way of knowing like how the victim and the birdcage went from underneath the experimentation stage all the way up to the crystal tower. Like there's no real time frame for the when like people came and saw the body. Mm-hmm. So like how did they manage to do that? The only way to reconcile these two facts is to accept that there were 2 bird cages in play that day, which were at some point switched during what wasn't a scientific experiment at all, but an elaborate piece of stage trickery. Gracious! I awake! Explain yourself, witness! I shall not. If we examine the facts, there's only one logical conclusion we can draw. Magic!
Correct! He's a witch! Burn him!
Wait, where did my apprentice go? Oh, wait. My shoulder is in the way.
Yeah.
I thought he was a member of the audience. The damage on the base of the birdcage clearly indicates that it crashed tail first into the tower. Yes, that's what I just said. But multiple witness reports claim it fell head first. The birdcage materialized in the sky next to a balloon flying over the stage following a spontaneous explosion. Surely, some people have to have been confused. At an altitude of some 60 feet above ground level. Which is approximately 18 meters. What the fuck is a metre? It then proceeded to fall some 30 feet, because we live in America, into the crystal tower in the ensuing deflagration. Nobody acknowledges that last remark. Witness reports amid such chaos are notoriously unreliable. Objection! Correct! But the victim's neck was broken. Yes, I completely agree. He plummeted 30 feet inside a heavy wooden cage. Surely the impact from his feet jostled up, vibrated up his body, and then, like a fucking whip cracking, broke his fucking neck. God, this is so stupid. However he fell, it would be unsurprising to find one or two of his vertebrae crushed. He fell ass first. A riveting scientific analysis of events from the prosecution there. Though to be even more rigorous, he would have to say that it was only one vertebra, actually. Shit, we're talking about boobs again. I'm paying attention now. I find it hard to see what's motivating Lord Van Zieks. This witness is clearly a swindler and one who deceived a personal friend of his.
Yes, but every time I see Ryunosuke,
Every time I see Ryunosuke, I have this indescribable urge to prove him wrong, no matter what it means to my credit. If you're going to establish this deception, do it right. Sorry? I feel like that's the undertone here. Yes, and there's one more point the defense appears to have forgotten. It obviously wasn't a trick, as a certain truth very plainly demonstrates. What? It seems to me that the cross-examination had better continue until we resolve this matter. I'm still here. I'm important, I swear. Mr. Weber, you will amend your testimony with details of this truth. Of course, we must treat the matter scientifically after all. I nearly had him there. Okay. Oh, all that for just this. The kinesis clearly took place because there's nowhere else 30 feet high. Oh, okay. I think I'm willing to bet that this is the nope. Apparently not. Wow. Let's have a think again. Well, I probably have to press it first, huh? What do you mean? Well, before the demonstration began, the victim was alive on stage in front of the audience. Yeah, there are lots of witnesses who saw Mr. Assman on the experimentation stage. That's sure. That sounds dirty. And the victim's neck broke as a result of an impact following a fall. Logically, therefore, the victim must have fallen from somewhere. A scroll of bullshit, if you please. The balloon that exploded was an altitude of 60 feet. The point of impact on the tower was 30 feet up. That difference of 30 feet is therefore the total distance the birdcage fell. And there's no other location from which the cage could have fallen that distance if it didn't drop out of the sky. Ergo, the victim himself must have been beamed from the stage into the sky above the crystal tower. A trenchant scientific analysis, yep. Dear me, every time I hear it explained, it sounds increasingly boring. Oh, yes. It's all very well thought out. Certainly all the spectators on the day saw it. Gross.
Really?
The birdcage plummeted 30 feet through the air, I mean. Irritatingly, yes. Okay. But I have the evidence that you need.
We need you to say it in a particular way.
Did I press on this one?
I don't think so. Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah. It wouldn't let me skip through it if I didn't.
I know that we just
Do
started.
we have anything that's like the experiment blueprints? I mean, like, we've got the blueprints here. Unfortunately, there's no way for us to, like, compare two pieces of evidence. I really wish we'd been able to, or the game had given us a chance to delete unusable evidence. I actually kind of don't like that, if I'm being honest. Because, like, you never know when a piece of evidence is going to come back, and if the game just deletes old evidence that's not useful anymore, then... shit. Shit. I know it's something here, but...
I guess, can you go back to the photo of the... Not that photo. The photo of the explosion?
This one? Oh! Oh? I thought we established this already. Maybe this? Yeah, because now we have to be like, well, the birdcage fell from the balloon or something.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we established that in the earlier part of the trial.
I don't think we did it in the trial. I think we did during investigation.
Maybe. I'll still try it, at least. No, that's not it. Interesting. Alright, what if... it's gotta be something with this new statement, because we had to get this from before. Nowhere else for 30 feet, blah, blah, blah. But what about the cat? What about this? That's a picture of my face. Not sure what that has to do with anything. Shit. I'll try the balloon, I guess? No, not that. Is the judge threatening it to send us back to Japan?
Yes.
Fuck. Which one? I'm actually really lost here. I'll try.
Maybe it is an experimental sketch.
It is?
Maybe not on...
It is? Uh-huh. But how does that... Whatever. Alright, now that I'm looking at this screen, I kind of realize what it's trying to say. Is that the experiment... yeah.
Higher
Okay. I think I understand now, because... I mean, I still think that the, I think the picture of the pit should have been the one to work, but I understand the game's reasoning that this might have been easier for us to figure out how we've been playing this case continuously. But yeah, multiple times we're like, oh, the experimentation stage is like 30 feet up, so using the diagram here makes sense, but I feel like that's not the most obvious choice. fall of about 30 feet, or 9 mitres. If you're European or something. If you examine the diagram carefully, you'll see that there is one other possible location from which the birdcage could have fallen. The same distance of 30 feet. No! I'm saying no because I don't believe you. Well, it appears the defense has a possible explanation to put forward. Go ahead, counsel. Yes, my lord. Of course. You will indicate the place to which you are referring to on this same diagram. The alternative location from which the birdcage could have possibly have fallen the requisite 30 feet. See, if this fucking diagram was to scale or something, like we had a little meter on the side, it was like, oh, you insert equals 30 meters. 30 feet. That would have maybe clued me in, but... Stupid. The place I'm referring to is here. But that's where the birdcage would have been to begin with. Yes, because that's logic. That is basic logic, my lord. The birdcage was in the machine on the stage. But what we must also consider is the height of the stage itself. Go on, counsel. I'm holding on to your every word. I have the logical intelligence of a 5-year-old. It turns out that the experimentation stage was built at a considerable height above ground level. If you look at the diagram, in fact, you'll see it's about the same height above the ground as the balloon was above the crash site. Oh my god, he's right! When the experiment got underway, the machine and the birdcage were engulfed in steam. At that moment, the floor of the stage gave way, and if we assume there to be a void underneath... If we assume, not like we have a piece of evidence. This birdcage and the one seen by the audience would have fallen almost exactly the same distance. Yeah, this is really throwing me off with that sound effects. It's just not Ace Attorney anymore.
I know.
Once again, my lord, this all points to the fact that there was not one birdcage, but 2! Objection! Nuh-uh. The fuck you mean, nuh-uh?
Nuh-uh. Oh,
My learned friend. Nuh-uh. Yaha. Objection. Yaha. Well, he's got you there, Van Zeeks. Someone is responsible for the criminal destruction of the kinesis machine itself, it's true. However, the stage still stands. And take a moment to look at the photographic print of the scene following yesterday's explosion. It's got a big-ass pit in it. God. Good lord, how did we miss that? The metal grill that formed the floor of the machine is undone. Yes, most likely blown open by the force of the explosion. This is so stupid. If the killer isn't Drebber, I mean, hell, even if it is Drebber, he's gotta be the stupidest motherfucker I've ever seen. Hello. What are you looking at?
I have no idea. This is like really fucked up.
Okay. The defense calls for the space below the stage to be investigated immediately. But what about the Sudavissa? Revoked! Mr. Trevor. It was you who built the kinesis machine, which means that it was you who built the 2 bird cages that were used to carry out this deception. Whether Professor Hairbrain's hypothesis is sound or not makes no difference. Because it's the construction of this machine that matters. A machine designed to take Mr. Assman's life. And lay the blame firmly at the professor's door. Something that could have only been carried out by you, Mr. Annex Rimmer! I'm assuming that's the noise you make because the game's cucking us right now. Mm-hmm.
I need another bottle of this shit. I can't believe I'm actually losing to Ryunosuke.
Haven't you lost, like, every case that I've been involved in?
Moving on. If my learned friend has reached the end of his wild assertions.
He poured the glass just to crush it. What an asshole.
The prosecution would like to crush the defense's argument slowly but surely, like a sweet wine. His glove starts to turn red. I can't tell if that is wine or blood.
What?
Actually, no, it's probably wine. My hand is probably glass-proof at this point. Your argument fails to hold water, much like my crushed glass. Assistant, fetch me another glass! On 2 counts.
2?
2!
Hold on, where's the fucking... Someone find me! Someone fetch me a gif of Axel saying 2? 2? Or the owl. That's literally the only 2 context of the memes of the word 2 is just the Kingdom Hearts and the fucking Tootsie Pop commercial.
Firstly, before and after the experiment, this witness went nowhere near the kinesis machine. Every relevant member of staff from the exhibition has attested to that. And I believe members of Scotland Yard have also been on watch duty at every public experiment.
That's exactly why. Shut up, Van Zeeks. That's exactly why we need to investigate, to see if there's not some elaborate pulley/tunnel system underneath the experimentation stage. This is, like, super easy to debunk. At least on your end.
Well, Van Zeke, then I have a quick question. Why are you so afraid of going back over there and checking then?
Because shut up! Mr. Drebber had no opportunity to switch the alleged pair of bird cages.
Objection? But I've already explained why he wouldn't have needed to.
The nonsense with the pulley system. That doesn't bolster your case at all. The man who disappeared from the stage and the man who crashed into the tower are one and the same. The forensic investigation team, or FITS, report is unequivocal on that point.
Ah, unequivocal, you say.
And the second flaw in your assertion, nah, is a distinct lack of motive. Why would this man have wanted to take the victim's life? He had no reason to...
Wait, didn't we already establish this yesterday? He wanted the money. Do I have to think of everything myself?
Yes. I have here a picture of a butt.
What? May I see it, Lord Van Zeeks?
The contract into which Mr. Drebber entered with the victim, Mr. Assman. It reads, Mr. Drebber is to receive 30% of all ruminations from government grants or other income. 30%? Certainly very favorable contractual conditions.
But there was one important provision bolted onto that clause.
What provision?
Mr. Drebber may only uphold this right on condition that both contracting parties are alive. That's weirdly coincidental, but okay.